I believe that Wakanda should symbolize every black community out there who have been liberated in their mind and have the power and the focus to take the center stage in every polity in life. And not to do so with arms, but to do so with the power of their own vision, and to prove to the world that we have the ability to make a far more reaching impact. Welcome to Black Panther. Now, this is my review of Black Panther and why it is quite important for every black community out there to go and see that movie, okay? So without telling you guys what the movie is actually about, I have certain themes from the movie that I want to discuss and then bring it to play with our current circumstances and situation in our own planet Earth and the black community at large. Number one, so from the movie we come to realize that a vibranium meteorite that's entered into Earth's atmosphere and for some reason found the center of the African continent, terraformed the entire land and gave that land vibranium rocks. So basically these guys mine vibranium and use it to create advanced technology that the other parts of the world aren't even aware of.
How much more are you hiding?
Hold up!
These guys do bulletproof suits. They can basically heal you faster, repair spine injury. I mean, we don't even have this in modern technology. And for some reason, this very center city in Africa hid themselves for 5,000 years, I believe, and had this very mineral resource, vibranium. This just goes to show you one very important thing. Blacks always had the power as far as the Wakanda Empire was concerned. But regardless of this, things like slavery still went on in the world. The whites still came on and took not just the Africans into slavery, but their artifacts as well. I mean, the oppression of the blacks that had gone throughout history happened simply because a certain niche of the black community that had the power to enhance and empower Africa as a full continent refused to do so in order to protect themselves. So they stayed in the shadow, advancing their own technology, whereas the rest of the African continent and the black race generally were subjugated under colonialism or under slavery or great oppression, as any of us may want to call it. Now come back to reality. So regardless of whatever it is about the black community and the city of Wakanda, every black out there have the ability to use your mind, your own initiative as it comes, and achieve whatever desire or vision they have for themselves. Regardless of the advancements in technology or the availability of vibranium, we have the ability to create and innovate and shape the course of our reality. Wakanda is just a symbolization of what this could be if we give ourselves the opportunity, if we allow ourselves partner with every other person in the world. We can achieve this and show everyone else out there that there is so much we can share and learn from each other. Point number two, the sins of the father. So I always love a story that goes full circle, that shows you basically the errors done in the past and how it basically affects the future. And this applies in every areas of our lives. So life itself is in stages, right? Processes being taken. Think of it this way. If you could remember what happened in the movie with King T'Chaka and what he did in the past in his own family, and how he's basically created the entire plot of the movie. Now for some of us, I remember being in the cinema with someone watching the movie and the person was waiting for quite a while as to at what point would this movie start. So there were a lot of backgrounds being established just to create the beginning of the plot of the movie. And it's perfectly understandable because the writers had to take us and give us the full information as to why what is happening and kept introducing flashbacks and some flash spirits to explain it better to us, and it made a hell of a lot of sense. Now the sins of the father basically brought us on what King T'Chaka did in the past and how he basically came here to hunt King T'Challa. The sins of the father is always quite important to me because I do remember one thing. Whatever seeds you sow, you reap. And if you don't reap it, you may end up creating the kind of destruction that will come back in years to come to destroy your own legacy. So if you must leave an amazing legacy for people, then you have to do what you can to clear your dockets. Make sure you will live in the world a place better than you met it. And I know in corporate organizations, they call this in sustainability development. That means if you are using our resources to create production for this generation, use it in a very, very respectable manner for the earth, that in years to come, in 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years to come, there are people who will exist on this very earth that will still have these resources available to them. Don't destroy the earth while using it. Like was in that very same movie, don't destroy the future of your entire family line simply because you had to do something very silly in the past. So that's the best I could give without any spoilers. Now point 3. Now seriously guys, am I the only one, or did anyone else notice how venturing into that spirit land, they got that feeling of Avatar and how they're connected to the spirit realm and all the wisdom of the Black Panthers that had gone before him? Yes, it did seem like the Avatar, but I have no problem with it. You're allowed to borrow things from other movies basically, provided you don't use it too much or make a mess of it. And it was actually used really, really well, because at that point he basically went and connected with the Black Panthers that had gone before him to find his truth. So there's one thing I've actually noticed about Africans: we are always spiritually connected. Whether I say our creator or a higher power, or whether I say our ancestors, basically, it's always something that basically have us relying on a more supernatural being in gaining clarity for any decision we want to make. Because we understand that there are definitely certain metaphysical things at work that guides our physical actions or guides our physical outcomes. So in Black Panther, they basically portrayed this using this entire flash into the spirit realm, talking to their fathers to try and figure out their truth. What is it that is their purpose on this very earth? And for some reason, regardless of the conflict that went on in the movie, the same resolution that both of them were looking for was eventually found. They came to a middle ground, literally finding a way to share that same technology with the entire world. Whether it was one of you getting your upper hand, literally speaking, like Magneto would, and liberate the entire mutants, or the other person thinking we can coexist like just Xavier. I mean, Marvel seems to keep on bringing the same twists. One says, you know what, we can coexist. The other one says, you know what, we can't coexist, we can be superiors. And the same thing you find out as the underlying theme behind the X-Men. It was literally brought into the Black Panther and portrayed out literally as it is. Now this brings us to point 4, forgiveness. Typical, absolute forgiveness. Now, we are not ignorant as to what has been going on out there in the black community. I mean, the incessant killings of innocent black people by the police. Yeah, the white police. We're talking about something that basically seems like oppression on the black community, literally. And this even dates further back to slavery, back to the oppressions of the early black community, back to apartheid in South Africa. And forgiveness seems to be the underlying theme. Okay, our ancestors have made a mistake in the past. We are sorry, now we want to move on. But hey, have they been absolute restitution? No. Since there is no restitution, since your ancestors could literally go into Benin and take away an artifact forcefully, then why shouldn't we arm our spies all over the world, empower the black community, and literally kick the whites' ass? This time around, having the blacks on top. But just as Nelson Mandela portrayed with what went on in South Africa and apartheid, it's the same thing that King T'Chaka was trying to portray.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be.
Marvel brings this conflict that goes on in real life society and puts it into their movie. So King T'Chaka literally told the line of Nelson Mandela and the forgiveness of every other race out there who literally did the black community wrong, but the cousin didn't want that. You get a full picture. So ultimately, the movie still teaches the underlying theme of forgiveness, regardless of whatever it is that has gone on. Let's all come together and move forward. No more conflicts. Please, can we just do that in the actual sense of things? Now, finally, point 5. And why does point 5 seem quite interesting to me? is because of what we should expect in Infinity War. At the end of the movie, there was a promise to exchange technology. Now, we already understand that the technologies of Wakanda are quite advanced to the modern technologies that are being used already on the earth. And I dare say it does share far more superiority or some level of modicum with what we'll find in other parts of the universe. Now, if you've been watching Guardians of the Galaxy, you see certain kind of weapons that have been used in that very movie as well. So I think this has a lot to do with arming the citizens of Earth for the invasion in Infinity War. I mean, it's going to be an awesome movie this time around. With these new kind of technology and with vibranium being made available to everybody else on the Earth, it's quite possible that Earth will have a good enough fighting chance to kick some serious ass. And I don't know about you guys, but I think the Black Panther suit rocks a hell of a lot more than Tony Stark Iron Man suits. So I can just imagine using that same Black Panther technology, what can Tony Stark create for his suits? It's gonna be awesome. And one of the amazing thing I think Marvel Studios did with the Black Panther is that it took every single development from the inception of Iron Man 1, and they're moving in graphics, in CGI developments and other visual effects. They model it all up in a very beautiful, sexy way and put it in Black Panther, making Black Panther for me one of the best movies I have seen ever. Now, you don't have to take my own word for it. If you have anything you think you need to say about this, put it down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Do share it. It's so important to me. Take out your time and subscribe if you haven't already. I know I literally talk about any and everything. So till next time we see you again, stay undefeated.